garden journal for May 24th. I have everything in the field for the most part, in the middle of flipping over things in the raised beds, and I have a lot going in the hoop house, so I wanted to track where I'm at right now. This first row is all zinnias, and a few little volunteer jewels of opar. Zinnias are looking pretty good. I lost a couple, I think from animals running through. I've just been over at the base and got this netted last week, and I have yesterday noticed 2 tiny little zinnias. So we're getting started. I did not pinch any of these this year. I'm going to do a deep cut on the first zinnia because I feel late. It's not, but I feel like I'm behind. I have not been to a farmer's market yet. Looks like it's about to sprinkle on me. I've got status that is starting to come up, and some yarrow. Wondering if I might have planted that a little too close. We'll see. A few different kinds of yarrow. I need to net my marigolds. They are starting to get tiny little buds, and kind of wish I'd done a little bit more. I think I'm going to try a succession of marigolds in in the summer. They do kind of get tired. This little spot I've left for my remaining dahlia tubers. I'm going to give them one more try, and I'm starting them much later this year. They rotted out in the field the first year I did it. I tried them in the hoop house last year. That did not go well. Tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes that I started from seed, a cucumber from a neighbor. Never done cucumber before. And lots and lots of basil, cinnamon, and lemon. And then here I've got my gomphrena, and it's doing pretty good. And I started a lot of strawflower this year, and it all is doing great. I feel like whenever I was watering the other day that I was seeing what might be whitefly. They just take off, and they're so fast you can't even really tell. But I can't get a visual, so I'm not sure. But I'm watching that, and cosmos is doing okay so far. And I think I said on my last video I had yellow aster's disease that took out all my cosmos last year. Got amaranth, my volunteer atriplex that came up, and I moved it over into this corner, and I stuck a few of these little Dusty Millers that I got at a local farm in here to see how they do. And there's the height on my eucalyptus that I started probably in January. Last of the sunflower succession, that was my last one. I've got more seeds going inside, and I'm letting this one bloom out. This is a sunfill. I just wanted to see this one. It's got so many heads on it, and I thought they were all supposed to be single, but it's not. My hyacinth bean is starting to take off at the bases of all of my trellises, and I'm excited. I'm doing it on all of the trellises this year. The poppies are looking pretty sad, the plants, but I love these. These were new. I didn't have those last year, and these are mostly just for me. They're just, I see people using poppies in arrangements, and I love them. They're so pretty, but they're just so random. Sometimes they'll hold, sometimes they won't. I've tried to sear them, so these are for me to enjoy. And then I, of course, cut the pods for you know, interest in bouquets, I can hold on to those. So I've had, the pollinators have loved these this spring, and of course the little beetles that climb in and make a home. But they're so pretty, so many different kinds. This is Sissinghurst white. I had some Shirley poppies. I did have the some floret. What is it? Champagne bubbles? I can't remember. I don't know that any of those made it. One sad little Clarkia. I have one. It's not sad. It's beautiful, but one Clarkia. I'm not sure what happened with the Clarkia little transplants, but I had one. I'm just trying it out, and a couple little campanulas that maybe 4 here. For whatever reason, my timing must have been off on those to get those in. And those were my only 2. This is the orlaya. This was one of my favorites. This and bupleurum were new to me this season. I tried several cool flowers that I got out in the fall planted in this raised bed, direct sowed, did not baby these at all, and they have been so perfect. I love orlaya. Here's the little, what kind of beetle is this? I keep meaning to look this up. This is what's climbing in the poppies. But these are just so great. So I'm letting these go because I've heard you can use, you know, as they go to seed. I'm gonna see how they hold. But man, they have just pumped out so much in this tiny space. And I loved having them early spring. I started when I, you know, finished these beds with my cool season stuff. I will swap them out. This is celosia at the end of both of these. And more hyacinth bean. This trellis has a white hyacinth bean on it instead of the purple, and it's new to me, but it's doing okay. Starting some zinnia successions on this one. This was a annual baby's breath, and it is just now starting to bloom out. And we'll see how that goes. It's a small amount, and it's a huge, looks like it produced a lot, so I don't know that the timing of that's going to be great. I don't know if that's going to still be around by the time I have zinnias or anything else. A little bit more of a zinnia succession. That was some atroplex that made it from cuttings. So, and then my daffodils I'm leaving in the ground. So I planted jewels of opar here on the end and let that be over those daffodils, leave those in. I did not net my Persian cress, so it's very floppy. But I thought I may cut this as it finally gets to that seed pod stage. So I haven't ripped it out yet. I don't know that it's gonna get a space in the garden next year. I haven't decided. But I did another bupleurum, little bit of it on direct sowed at the end of this bed whenever I ripped some other things out, and I'm definitely doing some more successions of that because it has been so good. It just, you have like a window of time. I didn't have to cut it right away. I cut a lot off of my little small patch, which was just right here at the end of that bed. And it holds in the vase so well. I think it's very interesting. And I kept calling it nature's springs eucalyptus because it gave me that kind of greenery. One little rogue feverfew there. So those are the beds. I had a couple larkspur here that made it from what I direct sowed, and I really loved it. I'm going to do a lot more of that. That was kind of a test to see if I liked it. And then of course I've got stuff out in the hoop house. And here's the hoop. I've got several things going in here. A few are experiments. I stuck some last minute leftover gomphrena in the corner there. And Sweet William, I started the white, you know, in the winter, and I don't know if I should have started it much earlier. It just didn't get very big. I got a couple cuttings off of that. I'm debating if I'll even leave it in here to see if it would ever winter. I was just kind of testing out and I have a few more, but I'm just not sure. I had some my scabiosa, and then I had great luck with asters last year. In here, they just bloomed in the spring rather than the fall. And so I got a lot of just different varieties to see if I, want to grow these in here or not. And they are blooming really early like they did last time. This one got eaten on, but this one's tall enough for usable. The others, I did use a lot of these in small, tiny vases, at the farmer's market for some things small for people, and they did like them. And the nice thing about these is they last forever in the vase. To the point that you're kind of sick of them and you throw them away. So these varieties are kind of, I don't know, kind of boring to me. This is okay, but we'll see. I probably will just keep growing the Matsumoto or the apricot mix. We'll see how these mixes do, because I did love the apricot that I grew. I've got feverfew in here and added some more little succession, plantings of that. I'll probably just do more in the field this time instead of in here. These were snapdragons that were left, and I really should have left them staked or netted, but I just left the plants to see if it was worth leaving the plants in here, and it 100% is. These came up so early, and I had such good stems from them, except for the fact that I let a lot of them flop over. But they're still producing decent ones. So I will do, everything that I grow in here, I will leave. This is my spring, or late winter, I guess, start of snapdragons. And I didn't get out here early enough. I knew I needed to preventatively spray with BT for caterpillars. They just annihilated snapdragons last year, and I did not beat them. You can see they went nuts the other day. I don't see any now. I've done one spray of BT. I hate to spray, but here in the tunnel, the caterpillars were just brutal. Rudbeckia, again, I did these like winter. Next time I will start them really early and get them out in the late fall and plant, and probably do them outside, but I went ahead and put those in here. I had space, and I had a lot of leftover celosia, so I thought I'm gonna see, because celosia of course can take the heat here in Oklahoma. I'm gonna see how they do in here. But here are my lisianthus, and I'm thankful that they are, just doing well right now. I do have some of them really taking off in height, which doesn't, I know that doesn't seem like Lizzie if you don't grow lisianthus, but they're very slow growers, and I started all of these from seed, and they're doing pretty good in here. It's a challenge to keep things watered out here, but once these get started, they did so good last year. That's why I wanted to do a lot more. I felt like I was doing so many, and then once I get them planted out in here, they just, you can plant them so close that I have plenty more space. But I will, I'll always do Lizzie's. These were some from that kind of got damaged, and I thought, oh, I'll put them in there, and they're doing okay. Mums, and I overwintered these. Some of them I took cuttings in and restarted, kept them in the house. I've got to get these, staked up better. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. I think it had maybe spire mite damage last year. It's not dead, and it's putting on new growth. So I haven't decided, if I pull it out completely, cut it back. I'm not sure what to do with those. They are putting on new growth. So mums are, do well in this hoop and can handle the heat too. But again, kind of like an experiment of seeing how much I can overwinter them here, or should I take cuttings, or do they do better if I do that and then bring them back out. And I had some random snapdragons over here, but these are like carnations that do really well out here, again, as long as I keep the caterpillars away. So this is what's going in the hoop now. I haven't decided which other things I'll bring out whenever I need to. I've got some new mums that I ordered for this season that will go in here, but I'll have some space when I rip this out. So we'll see what else I may try. It's definitely an experiment because things do performs totally differently inside the hoop than they do out there, and then pests are different. But it's so nice to have this space, and I'll be starting some fall things as well to try for like some late summer starts to see if some things do well in the fall. But this is where we're at, and hopefully next video we'll have just tons of blooms everywhere.